is good, good people? You are now listening to another episode of A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and it's been a long time, but we back with it. So we're going to sniff some candles and talk about some things like we usually do. So first thing I want to do before we get into sniffing, I want to give a big shout out to my homie, my Berkeley High School classmate, class of 98, the great Kenyon Doyle. He got inducted into the Citadel Athletics Hall of Fame this past weekend, and just being able to celebrate with him was really a beautiful and joyous occasion. He graduated with me, class of 98, and then he played football and ran track at the Citadel and set all kinds of records, especially in the sprints. So got to give a big shout out to him. And we met up after the game at a spot called Kingsleaf out on Clements Ferry Road. I hadn't been out there in a very long time. It's basically a cigar lounge, and just getting to kick it with him and him talking about what made him choose the Citadel, and then seeing other fellow classmates. Shout out to my dog, Curtis Smith. He's been on the pod before, and just really sitting down, and they smoked and drank. You know, I don't partake, but still, I enjoyed myself immensely. The food was great. Took some sandwiches home with me, belly full of shrimp, just all kinds of like charcuteries, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful occasion. So Kenyon, again, big shout out to you. He's going to be our next guest on Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny, so y'all stay tuned for that. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first candle. Since I was on hiatus, since I'm back from this hiatus, I'm going to do 3 candles instead of the usual 2. So the first candle we're going to get is from Day Room Candle Company. I got all 3 of these from TJ Maxx. This one is Oak Moss and Santal by Day Room Candle Company. Fragrance number 33. Vegan soy wax blend blended with essential oils, poured in California. Burn time approximately 45 hours. So, you know, Oak Moss sounds promising. So I'm going to crack this bad boy open and see what it's talking about. I like this. This almost reminds me of the vintage suede scented Cremo body wash. So yeah, this one, I'm gonna have fun lighting this one up. So this one here definitely passes with flying colors. Day Room Candle Company, big shout out to you, man. Y'all did your thing with this one. So as I set this one aside, the next thing I want to talk about at the time of this recording, which is on a Sunday, my beloved Carolina Panthers are now currently on a winning streak. They beat the Dolphins last week, and today they beat the Dallas Cowboys 30-27. And shout out to running back Rico had another great day. I believe he rushed for 183 yards today and rushed for over 200. He had 230 plus all-purpose yards. I tell you what, man, you talk about somebody who just stood in the gap for our starting running back Chuba Hubbard, who's still out nursing a calf injury. They got the job done, and to say that I'm surprised will be a gross understatement, because I really didn't have all like real high expectations for this team this year. But you know what? The wins are few and far between. So while they're winning, I'm going to celebrate that, and I'm just going to relish in the moment. So big shout out to the Carolina Panthers for doing their thing. And then next Sunday, I believe they're playing the 0-6 Jets. So we might be looking at a 3-game winning streak. We'll see. I'm hoping that nothing bad happens, but yeah, looks like they're on the right track. Again, kudos to the Carolina Panthers. So now I'm going to get into the next candle. This next candle is from CA Candle Studios, also poured in California. This one is number 9 Espresso Martini, premium quality, vegan soy wax blend infused with essential oils. So I don't know what to expect with this one. Kind of looking forward to this one. This was on the clearance shelf. This one was like $5. And you know, espresso, that's in the wheelhouse of coffee. So you know me, I love the smell of coffee more than I like the taste of it. So I'm gonna crack this bad boy open and see what it's talking about. So this one is 1 wick, like the previous candle. Here goes the sniff. Man, listen. That coffee scent punches you square in the face. This one here, on a scale of 1 to piss my dad off, this one is a strong 7. If I lit this, he'd probably be like, "You making a fresh pot of coffee? You lighting them damn candles again." I'm going back to the house. Yeah, I think this one might trick my dad if I lit it. So yeah, this one here, I'm very impressed with this one. This one is my favorite candle so far out of the two that I've smelled. Espresso Martini, C8 Candle Studios. Man, if younger me, if the wax was melted, I would have dug a spoon right into it and ate this wax like a pure idiot. But yeah, this one here, this is at the top of the leaderboard right now. And the next thing I want to get into is a musical artist that I became familiar with really this past week. I was like this week years old when I became familiar with this artist. He's an R&B singer by the name of E.J. Jones. He looks like he couldn't be any older than 20 or 21 years old. And man, it's like the Otis Redding effect. He does not look like his singing voice. He's got a song on the radio that I heard called Gas Station Love. And man, I smiled so big when I heard that song because it sounded so much like Johnny Taylor. And if you know me, you know that Johnny Taylor is my all-time favorite singer. And he just got the right rasp in his voice when he sings. It is just, the kids are all right, man. The kids are all right. E.J. Jones. And I'm glad better late than never. But I tell you, man, I'm going to really dig into this guy's catalog this week when I'm at work, and I got free time to listen to my headphones. So E.J. Jones, man, keep doing your thing. And I'm definitely going to tap into your work because you really made an impression on, basically a young old head such as myself. And yeah, keep doing your thing, and I'm going to keep listening and keep supporting. Boy, I swear it sounded like the spirit of Johnny Taylor when I heard Gas Station Love. I cannot stop smiling thinking about that record. But yeah, now we're going to get into the next candle. Now with this candle, being that fall is officially here, I mean, it's been dreary this past week and the temperature has plummeted. This is like gets down in like mid to low 60s in the nighttime now, which is just prime soup making weather. But that's another story for another day. So this next candle is from West Coast Candle Company. This one is, since it's fall, this one is pumpkin spice. Vegan soy wax blend, poured in Orange County, California, infused with essential oils. So I'm going to take the top off of this one. Let's see what we're working with. This one also, one wick. Let's give it a good old nose test, see what we got. Mom would love this one. Mom would love this one a great deal. Yeah, it's got a pumpkin, but the spice is really the dominant element. It almost is like it's pumpkin and cinnamon. It's got a real good kick to the nostrils. Yeah, Mom would definitely enjoy this one. When I smell this one, I immediately think of Mom putting like old pumpkins out on the front porch and decorating, putting the fall harvest wreath on her door, and she's got the mums on the front porch. It just, as soon as you smell it, it immediately makes you think of leaves falling out of the trees and onto the ground. So yeah, we're 3 for 3 with this one. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with my choices I made for this week. So those are the candles for this week. And last but not least, I have an announcement. So on the last episode of Since We Last Spoke, I said that I did a guest co-hosting appearance on the Hilltop Glove podcast, and that one will be out within the next 3 or 4 weeks. Correction, that one will actually be out on either Monday or Tuesday of this week. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Whenever it drops, I'll post it. I'll share the links and all of that jazz. And lastly, I'm going to be a guest on the Good Brother Brandon Silver's podcast again this week. And we're going to be talking about my beloved Las Vegas Aces winning their third WNBA title in 4 years. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk MLB playoffs as well, because nothing is beating October baseball right now. And so, yeah, I think we're caught up to speed now. So, yeah, good to be back on. I've been away for a month, and really I have no excuse for that. And for that, I apologize, and I will do better. So this has been another episode of A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find episodes of this podcast, as well as my baseball podcast At the Plate with Danny Foxworth, Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth, and Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny. And until next time, y'all be good. Keep it lit.